One moment. Okay, once again, yes, once again, good evening all, and welcome to the Aspire for Excellence Foundation webinar series. And tonight, okay, we will be having a presentation, okay, on the topic, the opportunity value chain of agriculture in Nigeria. Okay, that's what we'll be having today. And with us, it's our speaker, a very seasoned speaker, okay, with a lot of years of experience. He's a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. He's a fellow of numerous professional bodies. You will see because his bio will soon be read. And he has extensive experience across the industries. So without wasting much time, okay, we want to welcome a speaker for tonight, okay, Engineer Jones Maduike. Just before we start, some ground rules, please. As you connect, please remember to mute yourself, and also please remember to put off your camera. The only camera we want to see is the camera for our speaker, okay, Engineer Jones Maduike, who will be speaking to us today. Okay, that's the only camera we want to be on for data, for data issues and for latency issues. Okay. Other than that, I think we need to go straight to the webinar for today. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. And at the end of the day, your questions will be attended to also. And if you want the materials, they will be shared on the Aspire for Excellence Foundation WhatsApp group. We will share these materials. If you don't have the link, we will share the link on the in the chat group so that you can click and join and you can get the materials. So enough for now. George, may I call on you to read the bio for our speaker for tonight? George, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our speaker, Engineer Jones Maduike, holds Bachelor of Technology in Civil Engineering from Rivers State University, Port Harcourt, and Diploma in Mining Engineering from Federal Polytechnic, Maduike. He has attended several trainings and workshops and presented papers at different fora, both locally and internationally. He's a fellow of Nigerian Society of Engineers, fellow Nigerian Institution of Highway and Transportation Engineers, fellow Nigerian Institution of Civil Engineers, fellow Institute of Management Consultants. He's also a member British Institution of Civil Engineers, member American Society of Civil Engineers, member African Standards Organizations Committee, amongst others. He's an accomplished engineer who has worked in many capacities at multinationals and Nigerian-based companies and institutions, including Shell, Standard Organization of Nigeria, African Standard Organization, Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to name but a few. He is currently the Chief Executive Officer, Jabaviska Engineering Company Limited, and Seat of Wisdom Schools Limited. He possesses multidiscipline experience acquired through practical application of his expertise, a strong advocate of team building and quality control. Engineer Jones has effectively and efficiently excelled in the engineering industry in his pursuit to improve the welfare of Nigerians through designs, supervisions, and construction of infrastructures. He's a Knight of St. Mulumba, and he is happily married to Lady Maduike Florence, and their marriage is blessed with children. You're welcome, sir.
All right, Engineer Jones, you have the floor, sir. Thank you, sir. You have 1 hour. Okay. So.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I thank the coordinators of this foundation for inviting me for a webinar like this. We thank the coordinators and the facilitators and the foundation members. This evening or tonight, we are looking at the opportunity value chain of agriculture in Nigeria. Practical entry point for the average Nigerians. We will look at why the presentation. We are here to identify actionable opportunities for Nigerians at different levels of skill, capital, and access, and enhance the incomes and food security of rural households involved in agricultural production, collection, processing, and marketing. It was discovered that the ability to produce and deliver agricultural products has been seriously eroded, and that delivering of future growth opportunities will present major challenges. We need to bridge the ideology gap, corruption involved, tribe, ethnicity, language, and share hearts and minds, which gives us the attitude. Case for technological breakthrough and the reawakening of farmers. Changes to methods, processes, and procedures need to be proposed, but relentless implementation of detailed recommendation is needed. As COVID-19 pandemic unfolded, there were disruptions in domestic food production, processing, distribution, marketing, and supply chains, which have led to massive unemployment, poverty, hunger, and inequality. The 2015 drive to end hunger and eradicate poverty became number 2 goal among the 17 Sustainable Development Targets. According to UN report 2018, Nigeria is leading to top 11 extremely poor countries by about 87 million. The importance of agriculture in Nigeria. Agriculture is the cornerstone of economy, contributing significantly to food security, employment, and GDP, despite disruption for oil and gas sectors. It's discovered that the sector's contribution has hovered around 22 to 25% of the GDP and 35% of total employment in Nigeria. We have the size of different segments of the agricultural sector. Crop production is 87.6%, livestock production is 8.1%, fishery is 3.2%, and forestry is 1%. Above is the government intervention policies and programs. Since independent or even before independent, there have been programs, and some of them are walloping, some of them are weak. We can see that from since 1935 to 2021, there have been programs to speed up the agricultural development, but it hasn't been easy. Food security and poverty alleviation. There was Nigerian Food Summit organized by food professionals in Nigeria on 21st of March 2025 at Landmark Event Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. All effort is to improve agricultural productivity. We have the agricultural value chain. We have the segments from input supply to retailing. Overview of the integration points, looking at the fintech, agribusiness, manufacturing, enhancing farm production, strengthening input supplies, supply chain, promoting quality controls. We need seeds, seedlings, fertilizers, pesticides, animal feeds, farm implements, machinery, water irrigation system, financial services to move the value chain upward. There are a lot of opportunities. We need to improve efficiency, reduce costs, and increase the value captured by various actors, including the farmers and the international performers. We have the schematic representation of agricultural value chain as shown in the diagram. As the facilitator coordinator has said, some of the presentations will be forwarded to us, but we just give this to show the schematic representation. We have the representation of components of agricultural sector value chain. We have the consumption, technology inputs, crop production, animal production, transformation, and distribution. We have the distributorship or retail of inputs. From production, that's farming, to distributorship, to retailing. We have the organic fertilizer production, e.g. compositing, that improves soil health and plant growth. We have agro dealers training and certifications. We will see some of these things later. The International Fertilizers Development Center, cultivating new frontiers in agriculture. The Nigerian College of Agribusiness, the Federation of Agricultural Organizations. We have crop farming, animal husbandry, and aquaculture. Three key branches of agriculture: crop farming, animal husbandry, and aquaculture. We have opportunities in them, both established practice and emerging trends: crop farming, agronomy, horticulture, forestry, cassava, yam, vegetables. In animal husbandry, we have poultry, small ruminants, piggery, raising livestock, selective breeding, veterinary care, etc. In aquaculture, we have fresh water fishing, farming. We have Nigerian untapped agricultural potentials, as we can see in the circles. About 84 million hectares of Arabic land. Only 40% is utilized. We have 165 million people, projected to grow up to 470 million by 2050 to enter into farming and large internal market. We have 279 billion cubic meters of surface water, untapped irrigation potential with 3 of the 8 major rivers. 110 million youth in the workforce in 2020. Low wages for agricultural intensification. Use of leased or community land. Allows farmers access to land without upfront purchase costs. Climate smart and sustainable practices. Boost agricultural production, enhance resilience to climate change, and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Aggregation and storage. Collecting small quantities of agricultural produce from multiple sources and ensuring their safe keeping for later use or sale. Collation, preservation, and bulk handling. It has the opportunity, include improving storage facilities, adopting modern preservation techniques, developing efficient bulk handling systems to minimize waste and maximize product value. Buying from farmers and selling to larger buyers. That's the middleman role. Need to investment in simple storage facilities, e.g. silos and cold rooms. To mobilize aggregation service using tricycles, keke or vans, called keke bus. Processing and value addition. We have the primary inputs, production and processing, and then transportation and infrastructure. We need the cottage industries, e.g. garri, palm oil, smoked fish, dried tomatoes, There are a lot of opportunity in them. Turning raw produce into consumable or industrial products. Opportunity increase income, reduce post-harvest losses, market diversification, value addition, job creation, economic growth, resource efficiency, innovation, convenient variety, nutritional enhancement, food safety, reduced cooking time. You have the fruit drying, juice production, use of local machinery for affordable processing. Cost 7, reduce maintenance costs. Distribution and logistics. We have the production planning, storage, transportation, distribution, minimizing waste, cost optimization, and stakeholder collaboration. Transportation of goods to markets and to consumers. A lot of opportunities. I said the motorbike or vehicle delivery services. Cold chain logistics, temperature control, perishable goods. Cooperative warehousing and transportation pooling has opportunities. Marketing and retail. We have the simplified presentation of a food supply chain. From activities down to food availability, food affordability, food acceptability, and food quality. We have the actors, crop breeders, extension services, seed, agrochemical, and farm machineries. We need to set up a market stores or roadside retail. Location, market research, legal and regulatory compliance, sourcing and supply, marketing and promotion. We have the e-commerce platforms for farm produce, e.g. WhatsApp, Instagram sales, specialized online marketplaces and website builders, local line, grace carts, local food marketplace, farmsquare.ng, and band to door to social media and message app like WhatsApp and Instagram. We need to brand and we need to package for higher profits. Export opportunities in these commodities. Selling to international market, understanding market demands, logistics, and meet international standards. There are a lot of opportunities in them. Export of dried and packaged foods, e.g. spices, hibiscus, shea butter, spice. Identify targets, understand product standards and regulations, obtain necessary certifications. Registration with Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPEC. And partnership with exporters. We do online registration, required documents, export readiness checker certification. Meeting export standards through quality controls. Support services and technologies for agricultural extension services, agricultural marketing, agricultural equipment, financing, and others. Non-farming roles in the value chain. Input supplies, transporters, processes, wholesalers, retailers, etc. We have opportunities in them like processing, transportation, marketing, and sales others. ICT and agri-tech, apps, marketplaces, record-keeping tools. Have the farm management, you have the record-keeping, I have the agro advisors. Training, consulting, and extension services. Training is highly important. Digital literacy, equipping farmers with the skills to use smartphones, internet, and other digital tools for accessing information and services. Technology adoption, providing training on specific technologies relevant to their farming practices. Extension worker training. Training extension officers on how to effectively utilize ICT tools to deliver information and support to farmers. Consulting, technology selection, helping farmers choose the right technologies based on their specific needs. We have the extension services, and we have the public-private partnership, facilitating collaborations between government agencies, private companies, and research institutions. Microfinancing or cooperative lending schemes. We have the financing partner and partnership. Government schemes, e.g. NASA, CBN, Anchor Borrowers Program. These are government agencies established to support farmers, like the Agricultural Transformation Agenda, Growth Enhancement Support Schemes, till Soil Health Card Scheme, the Nigerian Incentive-Based Risk Sharing Systems. They are to support farmers. Microfinance, microcredits, and cooperative societies. They are part of the support to farmers. Youth and women-focused initiatives. Women and Young People Awareness Initiative, WIRE 2019. Women and Youth Development Initiatives, WIRDEV 2008. They are all working. Challenges and how to overcome them. Climate change, soil degradation and erosion, water supply till encourage collaboration and partnership. We have the land access, we have the climate variability, we have market access and pricing. Solutions to community farming, digital tools, farmer cooperatives. Community farming, that's collaboration and resource sharing, knowledge exchange, reduce input costs, digital tools, precision agriculture, sensors, drones, satellites, imagery, etc. can provide real-time data on soil conditions, crop health, and weather patterns. Data-driven decision-making, make informed decisions about planting, irrigation, and pest management. Farmer cooperatives, collective bargaining, negotiate better prices for their produce and inputs. Access to resources, cooperatives can pool resources to invest in infrastructures. Case studies of some average Nigerians who succeeded. Business and entrepreneurship. We have Cosmos Maduike. He starting with just 300 naira. He persevered through a failed venture and built Coscaris Motors, a successful automobile company. We have Ada Osakwe. She founded the Newly Juice Company and Agrole Ventures, earning recognition as Forbes Women African Business of the Year. Avuche Pedro, founder of Bella Naija, a popular media company. She has also pursued further education at Harvard Kennedy School. Temi Giwa Tuboson. She founded the health tech company and won the African Neptural Prize Initiative. We have some people in arts and entertainment, like the Wizkid, a globally recognized singer and songwriter who started his career at a young age and collaborated with international artists. We have Linda Ikej, a successful blogger and entrepreneur. She built a media empire from the ground up. Global impact and social entrepreneurship. We have Ngozi Okongwu-Iweala. From being Nigeria's Minister of Finance to leading the World Trade Organization, WTO, she has made a significant impact on global development. Abisoye Ajayi Akinfolare, founder of the PASS African Foundation, which empowers girls through technology education. Profiles of some scale farmers, processors, or agropreneurs. We have Yemisi Iroleye and the Sotre International. Yemisi is the founder of Sotre International, a cassava processing company. The company produces food-grade starch, cassava flour, and sorbitol, playing a significant role in the cassava value chain. Shalom Baku, Dagombe, and Afrivana. Shalom, after initially pursuing a career in soccer, returned to Nigeria and established Afrivana. The company focuses on sourcing and marketing dried hibiscus flowers, a product derived from smallholder farms in northern Nigeria. Have Timi Oke and Agregno. We have Baban, Ghana, and Swofon. The Smallholder Women Farmers Organization, known as Swofon, is an organization that advocates for and supports smallholders women farmers, helping them to secure investment and access resources, contributing to improve food security and initiatives. Lessons learned and key strategy used. Strong institutions and partnerships are crucial. Value addition is critical. Addressing systematic and service gaps is necessary. We have them to supporting youth engagement. Call to action. Governments, private sector investors, financial institutions, etc. Rethinking institutional arrangements, shift from public to private sector, business-oriented approach. Strengthening value chain actors, farmer cooperatives, access to finance, technology adoption, communication and collaboration. Improve market access and transparency, demand generation, market channels, transparency and governance. Addressing specific challenges, climate change, post-harvest losses, call to action, government involvement, NGOs and developmental agencies, private sectors. Start small, even with your backyard. Identify opportunities, local needs. Research which crops are in demand in your area. For example, lead greens, peppers, or tomatoes are often popular. Backyard feasibilities. Assess your backyard space, sunlight, and soil condition to determine what you can realistically grow. Start small and scale up. Begin with a few key crops. Focus on small selections of crops that you can manage effectively in your backyard. Gradually expand. As you gain experience and your garden thrives, you can expand your crop selection or add more raised beds. Value addition. You have utilized resource and support. Digital integration into the backyard business. Join a cooperative or training program. Cooperative membership. We have the Nigerian Young Farmers Network, NYFN. We have the Agricultural Cooperatives, AC. Market Systems and Resilience, MSR. Agro Fund Program. Training programs. We have the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, ETA, for youth agropreneurs. Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture, EYA. Leventis Foundation, Nigeria. Federal College of Agriculture, Akurefeka. Other opportunities. Nigerian Agribusiness Group, NAB. White Gold Initiative, WIG, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, ITA. To find specific opportunities, visit the websites of the organizations mentioned above. Search online for agricultural training programs in Nigeria. Contact agricultural extension officers in your local area. Network with other farmers and agricultural professionals. Attend agricultural events and workshops. By exploring these options and actively seeking information, you can find the right cooperative or training program to support your agricultural endeavors in Nigeria. Choose a niche and learn the business. Choose a niche. Identify your interests and skill. Brainstorm potential niches. Research the market and competitors. Consider your target audience. Narrow down your niche. Learn the business. Market research. Understand your target audience. Develop your product or service. Identify your unique selling proposition. Test your need. Refine your approach. Importance of niche selection. Focus and expertise. Targeted marketing and others. Leverage technology and partnership. Identify the right technology partner. Collaborate to develop initiative solutions. Share knowledge and resources. Extend your research and market presence. Conclusion. The following messages emerge from the conclusion, from the studies, which every farmer should keep in mind. Agriculture, the practical toolkit and the cornerstone of Nigeria's economy, presents vast opportunity across each value chain. From the fields where crops are grown to the shelves where finished products reach consumers, this chain holds untapped potential to drive economic growth, reduce poverty, and enhance food security. Food security and poverty alleviation are intertwined. Addressing one can significantly impact the other. By implementing comprehensive strategies that focus on both food security and poverty reduction, it is possible to create more resilience, prosperous and equitable communities. Mobile aggregation service using tricycles or vans offer a promising solution for improving agricultural logistics, connecting farmers to markets and reducing post-harvest losses. By addressing the challenges and leveraging the opportunities, these services can play a vital role in transforming agriculture and boosting rural economies. Agricultural value chain in Nigeria is a sector brimming with potential for economic growth and development, but requires strategic investments, innovation, and focus on addressing systematic inefficiencies to unlock its full value. This includes strengthening market linkages, improving infrastructure, and promoting financial inclusion to benefit smallholder farmer and rural communities. That agriculture remains a gold mine for Nigeria. Agriculture is gold mine for strong and determined Nigerian youths. Agriculture is a lucrative industry. It has the potential to generate wealth and create opportunities for economic growth. Nigerian youths can thrive in agriculture with determination and hard work. Young Nigerians can succeed in this field and create a better future for themselves. Agriculture requires resilience and determination. It is not an easy endeavor, but with persistence and dedication, one can overcome challenges and achieve success. Yes, the statement that agriculture remains a gold mine for Nigeria is accurate. Despite oil being the dominant export, agriculture is a vital sector, contributing significantly to the Nigerian economy, providing livelihood for a large portion of the population, and holding substantial potential for growth and export earnings. Here is why. Economic contribution. food security, diversification, export potential, untapped opportunities, resilience. While challenges exist, such a limited access to finance, infrastructure deficits, and impact of complete climate change, the potential of Nigerian agriculture is undeniable. With strategic investment, policy support, and adoption of modern technology, Nigeria can truly unlock the gold mine that is its agricultural sector. Every Nigerian can find a place in the value chain. All citizens have the potential to contribute to and benefit from economic activities. Activities like design, production, marketing, distribution, and support services. Challenges, access to resource, skill development. We need to move forward, investing in education and training, infrastructure development, supportive policies and regulations, promoting social inclusion and encourage entrepreneurship. Well, I will first of all thank you for listening to the presentation. I say success is mutual cooperation. We thank you for listening. We can't spell success without you. So come on board. Let all of us join hands. Thank you for your kind listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was really quite fast, but thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you have some questions, please maybe raise up your hand and maybe you put them, the questions in the chat box also. And so we can be able, but that was quite fast. However, we are going to share these materials because we see that there are lots and lots and lots and lots of information that you have here. Okay. So we'll start by taking questions first of all. Maybe I need to probably start first for people. A good number of the people on this call are working. And if they are here, it's because somehow they are here because of agriculture. They're interested in agriculture. So maybe one of the questions I would ask, because this, I believe it's on the minds of many people. How do people who are working professionals, how do they get into, let's call it into agriculture? Because agriculture involves a lot of things from what you have said. Across the value chain, you have the input stage, the seeds, supply, fertilizer, pesticides, and the rest of them, machinery. You have the production, which many people know, crop production, animal production, Beyond that, I'm not sure many people know about other things, like the collection, which is another part of the value chain. And this is where you talk about aggregators to reduce post-harvest losses, people who form silos, maybe they buy in bulk, like what you have in Lekki, where people buy in bulk and they come to Lekki and they do, what do they call it? Weekend market for women who may not be able to go to Mile 12 and all those kind of stuff. So you have that collection middleman area. You also have processing, okay, which is another part of the value chain. But people complain that we don't even have NEPA in our house, not to talk of NEPA for machinery. Then finally, you talk of retailing. So there are various aspects of the value chain. But I guess the question for the average man who is here is, how can somebody who is working class get into this gold mine, like you have said? So maybe let me kickstart the floor with this first question, sir. Then we will take other questions in the order in which the hands are up. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Do I wait until they ask or do I give answer to this?
No, you give the answers to this because the questions may be diverse. Presently now, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, just like I stated in the presentation, and like it's a very valid question you have asked. Like you say, most of us are workers. We don't have that time to go into full farming. But like I said in my presentation, you need to start small, even with your backyard. You need to identify the opportunities. Start small and scale up. You know, when you start small, from your backyard, you can move forward and add value to it. And utilize resources and support around you. And now you can go out and find out a bigger place. So I think I have answered your question. You need to start small, even with your backyard. Because some of us, we have our backyard. At times we use it for gym. There is wasted. It's wasted. It's not used for anything. Some of the backyard are cemented. At times in your backyard, you leave some areas where you have manures, where grass can grow, where you can plant seeds, crops, and seedlings. I think I have answered instead of moving into the forest and start from the forest. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. You have one hand up. Peter Ogunu, please. Your question, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to ask a question. And thank you, our presenter. Such a wonderful and enlightening conversation around agriculture and the opportunities there exist for everybody. My first question is, what's your take on the connection between the general territorial security and our food security? Because this has been the bane of the lull in agriculture, and why we discovered that it has impacted on food production, food output, and of course, definite impact on the cost of food. How do you advise us to walk around this difficulty, knowing that it's a reality, and still be able to be engaged in agriculture to at least to meet the desired output? And the agriculture kind of agriculture I'm asking right now, it's not just the subsistence one that I have to like plant a garden in my backyard. I'm talking about a business where I can actually scale production, engage in import or export and all that. That is on one side. That's my first question. Second question is, we are aware of a few agricultural investment opportunities where people who don't have the time but they have the money are able to bring their funds or invest in organizations that can go into agriculture on their behalf and all that. How do you advise us to be engaged in this kind of opportunity? Because quite a lot of initiatives are coming up right now for production of palm oil, cashew nuts, and other things that can make wealth for export. These are my two questions, sir. I hope they are clear questions.
Yes, they are clear questions. They are very valid questions. One is on security of farming. Then this security came up yesterday. We had a workshop yesterday. It's an ongoing issue. We had a workshop on blue economy yesterday. It was quite challenging, 2 days before we entered this one this evening. It's the same challenge on security. People were talking of insecurity in the ocean, insecurity on land, insecurity even at home. So it's a very big challenge facing the nation. And in questions like this, we have to be very careful because it's not everything we air in public like this. For security, government is involved. Federal government, local government, state government, even individuals. You see now they are forming internal community security to make sure that things are protected. So it's a very big challenge you have raised, On the other one, you asked about huge production, not just backyard. You see, there are methods, as I highlighted earlier. There are methods, there are procedures, there are structures if you want to do it, provided you have your funding. Job creation, employment of workers. What type of staff do I take? And again, as I highlighted, there are certifications, papers you need to hold. There's export certificates, as I highlighted earlier. There are exportation certificates you need to get. You need to get your CAC. You need to get all the documentations before we go into this. It's not just exporting like that. With these certifications and classifications of products, you can now go into exporting. But what we are looking for now, how do we have in-country food security, like you said, food, not wasting food. The paper suggesting cold rooms and things like that. How do we get all these things to secure our food in the first place? If we secure them, have excess, we can now go outside. I don't know whether I answered the question. More people can contribute. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. And effectively, security plays a key role. And it's also something we want to do. I think for the next call, we're also trying to get somebody who is also into exports, who exports a lot of farm produce to be able, these days that the dollar is very attractive and many people are chasing the dollar. So many people, are chasing the dollar. So we also plan maybe next month or the next 2 months, depending on if we can get the speaker who is into exporting of goods to be able to tell us how he does it consistently to export goods. This person I talk about export things from the backyard, like you said. Fish, I don't know this is a catfish you call it, and snails also. These are delicacy for Nigerians you have in the diaspora, and Nigerians will always be be Nigerians, so to speak. So if we get that, we'll be able to take that. Do we have anyone who has any question? Please, there is no hand up. If not, I could probably ask maybe some more questions. Does anyone have any question? Okay. If you have something in the chat box, you could also drop a check and let's see. Okay. My other question is this. I don't know whether you've heard of this. It is said that farming is something, in fact, there is no absentee farmer. I don't know whether you've ever heard that before. No absentee farmer. And you hear a lot of stories that people said they try to go into farming and maybe people will farm for them, they will give some money and maybe they cut a portion. And you hear them talk about tell stories that are not encouraging. Well, at least that's into crop or that's into animal. But my question is this. Again, you have a lot of working professionals and they tell you there are no absentee farmers. You still don't have that time. Okay. Are there niche areas, let's put it this way, where working professionals would want to get into? I know several years ago, you had a number of companies where you could, I've forgotten the name of these companies where they can get a farm and you can invest and you can share or something like that. Are there things like that that are available, I would say, majorly for working professionals, especially some who will soon go into retirement and they are a bit afraid? Is there any suggestion about that?
Yes. This our presentation anchored on value chain opportunity for agriculture in Nigeria. But if you go to the rudiment, life, another name for life is agriculture, because without agriculture, there is no food, no life. And agriculture started in our country, in Africa, not even the foreigners that come in. They come here, take all of our agricultural products and go out, refine it and bring back to us. That's why this presentation is apt, is quite necessary. Now, like what you asked, if you go to some companies, there are startup parks, NDDC. They have a department called Community and Rural Development. Community is all of us. Rural development is all of us. If you go to companies like oil and gas, like Shell, Ajib, They have agri departments that looked after the communities. They buy starter packs for them. It's just that at times when these starter packs are given, once they cross the gate of the company, they sell it off. It's not the best approach. There are companies that support agri in this country, and even the communities themselves have thrift societies where they support themselves. They give themselves loan. They support themselves. Even some retirees, like you mentioned, when they go home, they go to farming. There's somebody I knew now that left NDDC at a higher level. He just went to the village and went into farming, packaging gari, packaging oil. And the foreigner saw what he does and said, was it done in this Nigeria? They came for a exhibition yesterday, and the products were exhibited. So things like that happen. It's just when you retire or as you are working, you can start your own starter pack somewhere else. Either if you have land, because at times to get land is difficult. If you try to have land and you start all these things, it will encourage us, you know. This thing in Plateau State, farming started in Plateau State in those days at the 4th century, 3rd century. Farming has been, Africa is the owner of agriculture, not foreigners, you know. But right now, I don't know, that, like I said earlier, it's not everything we will say here. You know, we are just saying some of them. You know, they package it and bring back to us. You know, we need to be packaging and sending because we have the raw material, we have the food, we have the seeds. The hibiscus is common everywhere. Sunflower is common everywhere in this country. Cassava. Nigeria is the greatest producer of cassava all over the world. Yam. Nigeria is the greatest. So why are we importing yam or fish even? Our ocean is the biggest and we are importing fish. Let me just stop it there. Thank you.
All right, one can see that you are speaking with passion. You'll be quite okay. Okay, and maybe for also, we can see you speak with passion. And maybe for people, you know, some people also say, okay, all my life I've been behind the decks, I've been working with computers, so I can't find myself digging the ground or going, if you see what I mean. Probably for those sort of people, probably they can get into other areas in the value chain, like you said earlier on, maybe providing storage, you know, or transportation or distribution or waste, you know, or something along that line, or cold chain logistics like post-harvest losses. I don't know, what do you say again about post-harvest losses? Maybe that will be my final question on my side.
Those questions post-harvest is very bitter for me. Just leave your house, go to the dustbin near your house. You see dozens of orange, yam, spoiled seeds, spoiled vegetables. It's bitter. Probably we may not have been noticed. When we pass dustbin, say we smell it smelling. Is our local products are smelling in that dustbin? I don't know. But it's bitter. There is another point you said. You don't, in some areas in this country, we have a fertile land. In some places, to plant yam, you don't need to dig. You just put it on the floor there, cover it with sand. Come back in the next month, you see the yam, the big yam you get from it. Even in the river, Port Harcourt here, in the riverine area here, there are some places you don't just clear the bush. Even you enter the bush, you see the products growing on their own. The most fertile land in the soil all over the world, Nigeria has the most fertile soil. We have 86 million hectares of land unfarmed. I said it here at the beginning. Only 20% are farmed. and they're all fertile. You enter the bush, you don't need to suffer yourself, and you plug whatever you want and come back. Then this waste losses is very bitter because we need to see how we manage it in Nigeria. I like this presentation. If we manage waste in this country, we need to first off, that's another area. We have to start producing machines. Our biggest problem, we don't produce machines in Nigeria. All the machines in Nigeria are imported. Anytime we start producing machines for manufacturing that can take care of this food without depending on foreigners importing the machine for us, Nigeria will have growth. Even though they are promising us that we grow by 2050, 2040. We won't wait for 2050, 2040. We will even 2030 here. If we start producing machineries in this country, there will be no problem. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. We'll just take 3 quick questions we have in the chat box, and that we'll call it a night. Okay, the first one, okay, from Christian Sus. It says, good evening, sir. Talking about agriculture as another name for life, the introduction of GMO goods for Nigeria or Africa at large. So he's trying to ask, what's your view about the introduction of GMO goods? I believe the GMO he's talking about is a genetically modified.
Yes.
So what's your, there are also other questions that are coming. Okay, in the chat box.
My own advice, I will go into in detail. Just let that thing have been cancelled by the I don't know, because the question is tempting. That thing is banned by I don't know. Let me not. GMO food. I don't know. We have natural food here. That thing, I don't know. You may help me to answer that question, sir.
Okay, no problem. Well, I would say in Africa we have more of natural foods, but I would say it's more prevalent, I would say, in abroad and in countries where you don't have a lot of sunlight.
Exactly.
Okay, so they don't have a lot of sunlight, and because they don't have a lot of sunlight, they only plant for 2 to 3 months out of the 12 months in a year. So because of that, they've been forced to go into genetically modified foods, okay, to be able to see how they can generate maybe more foods. But like you know, there's for everything you do, you have plus and you have negatives that are associated with this. There's a lot of debate. I would not want to go into it. There's a lot of debate on this one. Are they good for the body? Are they not good? So in some countries they've been banned, in some countries they've not been authorized. But I don't think in Nigeria it's our headache. We have not even grown the organic one, first of all, to go into the genetic modified ones. Okay, there's a second question, sir. How do you do to get organic seeds for planting and identify them and avoid GMO foods? Okay, this is another person. He says, okay, I want to plant seeds, but how do I identify organic seeds and, for planting and to avoid GMO ones? Because
Yes. That one is a good one. I don't know where the person, in every community, in every market where you stay, if you go to the market, there are these local women that sell seeds and seedlings for growing in the market. You can't get it in supermarket too. At times you go to local, I don't know that this local, like in Port Harcourt here, if you go to Igrita, if you go to Maiwan, if you go to Obibo, Emoha, these local markets, you get seeds. They are sold in our own local content, dried, some are watered. You buy them like pumpkins, like corn, like yam. All the seedlings that are available in the local market. They are available. Nigeria is a very rich country. We are not looking for anything. Just let us enter open market. We see them. Ask of what you want. They will show you where they sell it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. We just have a couple of questions and we will close for the night. There is one here saying, looking at 5 years ahead from now, how can cooperative models empower rural farmers to enhance their negotiation power in export markets? I believe, everybody is chasing the dollar now. And and here he's saying, okay, how can you, because you have rural farmers, they are relatively very small. I guess this is what the person is saying. And they usually don't have the negotiation power, especially in export markets where they are large. I believe they are large and maybe they are very small. And so whatever price they give you is what it is. So you are undercut, if you see what I mean. And he says, what skills do they need to prioritize or to sustain this growth? I don't know if you have an answer to that, sir.
Yes, there is a very good question too. Like highlighted in the document, the presentation, we have made. I was reading something. I was making a presentation somewhere. When I was preparing the presentation, there was a publication all over the world. Education where you have university educations. I didn't see Nigeria. I didn't see Nigeria as part of country that has gotten education. And if you check the content in our own, the educated people in Nigeria is not up to 20 to 30%. I don't know whether we have done that research in the past. So the answer to that, there is a lot of training. The cooperative we have in communities in the rural areas is from farm to mouth. They have not even gotten the training because, like somebody asked earlier, before you go into exports, there are certifications needed. And if these rural farmers are not educated, a lot of them, Nigeria percentage of educated people is not up to 20%. And the population is our population is hitting now to 400 million. And the education is still far from us. So if people are educated, if people are trained, training and education is number one. Because the cooperative thrift societies they have is, like I said, is from farm to mouth, not even from farm to table, just from farm to mouth. Training is the answer, and the education is the answer.
All right, thank you very much, sir. We are hoping that for next month we get someone who is an expert in export, who actually does export of food materials from Nigeria to Europe and to other parts of the world. If we can get him, then he will be able to speak. Maybe that will help for people who would want to chase the dollars with I would say, the raw materials we have in these countries. We hope we can get him to speak to us, but this is someone who is in that field and has been in that field for years. So let's watch out for next month to see if we can get that. The last question, he says, please, what examples of machineries do we need? Because you mentioned about machineries. He said, I am asking because my company is into agro machinery fabrication so that we can contribute in this area. Okay.
Okay. When you talk of machine manufacturing, you have into machine manufacturing, you have the hand tools. You have the main machines that does the work. The hand tools, for example, if I say some of these spanners people use, or even the ordinary hand tools people use, most of them are imported. None is because the raw material, we have steel companies, but they are not functioning. A larger steel company, this other steel, about 3 steel companies in Nigeria, but they're all not functioning. The steel we have in the people are mining, are taken overseas and then refine it and bring back to us. Then there are in machineries, big things like actuators, propellers that move equipment, like clinker burning in a furnace. Those things are heavy duty equipment. But the tools, hand tools, all of them are imported. And until we start manufacturing these tools in Nigeria, not bringing the lathe machine that fabricate those lathe machines, when we start fabricating them in this country, there'll be no problem of anything. You just go to that factory and the lathe machine will turn whatever you want or do it for you, and you have what you need, you know. So that's my own little contribution to that.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for the night. For those who probably didn't come early, we are going to share these materials on the WhatsApp platform. In any case, you can go to the text. You can go there. You can see the WhatsApp group. Click on that link. We are going to share this material there. Okay, for you. So I want to take this moment to thank our speaker, Engineer Jones, for tonight. He's a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers with a lot of experience. On behalf of Aspire for Excellence Foundation, we want to say a big thank you to you, sir, for coming to share your wealth of experience and knowledge with us. And then we will share these materials to the team for those who are interested. And they can go. I saw from the presentation there are a lot of bodies in Nigeria, I mean governmental bodies that can help, and a lot of, I saw the Anchor Borers program and all those kind of stuff that are inside, and I believe later on people can go and check it. And to you too, our distinguished listeners on the call, I want to say big thank you to you. Thank you very much for coming tonight. And have a lovely weekend. Extend our greetings to your family, and enjoy the rest of the family. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you very much. Okay, and God bless you all. And I will close by acknowledging. Okay, there is something here saying, can we have his contact? His contact is in the slides. Okay, Peter Usman. Join the WhatsApp group. Click on there is one WhatsApp group in the chat box. Click on it. I'm going to send his materials, his email, his details are all there, and you are going to see that. So thank you, Adeni, for coming. Belema, thank you. Blessing, thank you. Chibuzo, thank you. Chinagorom, Chidebere, thank you. Chinedu Steven, Chuks Ego, thank you. Romanus, thank you. Dandison, thank you. Daniel, thank you. Ebovie, thank you. Egu Chuku Chris, thank you very much for coming. Elo Chuku, thank you. Manuel Sule, thank you. Francisca, the Bishop, thank you. Lotana, thank you. Gabriel Mascon, thank you. Ganobi, thank you for coming. Geoffrey Ndubisi, thanks. George, thank you. Gloria Anyanwu, thank you. Madam Karina, thank you very much. I doff my hat for you. Thank you. Kayode, thank you. Kelly, thanks for coming. Odedeyi Lekon, thank you for coming. Madam Madwabuchi, thank you very much for coming. Mata, thank you so much for coming tonight. Matthias, thank you. Mbele, thank you. One day we'll have remediation, no problems. Morgan, thank you. Naomi, babe, thank you. Adamu, thank you very much. Undudi Uche, thank you. Our speaker for the night, Engineer Jose Nwadike, thank you. Olaya Shola, thank you. Aloba, thank you for coming. Evangelist Patrick Abu, thank you for coming. Peter Agunu, thank you. Peter Osman, thank you. Pastor Pius Isekwene, thank you. Precious Oji, thank you. Raphael, thank you. Rosalind, thank you. Rosemary, thank you. Sunny K, thanks for coming. Samadi, thank you. Ebulefu, thanks for coming. Ujuma for thank you. Williams, okay. Obiawa, thank you very much. So on behalf of Aspire for Excellence Foundation tonight, I want to say a big thank you to all of you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.